Hey you guys, it's Christina from the Purple Alphabet. I don't know if you've done all your shopping. I'm kind of picking up some last minute things. So I want to do a video with some really good Amazon gift finds for kids that you can find last minute. And in this one, I have something for every age group. Everything I talk about in this video, I'll definitely put down below as I do usually so you can go right to it. So everything in this video is going to be under 20 at the time of this filming because everything on Amazon does change. So don't hate me if something happens to be a little bit more, but for the most part, everything should be under 20. For our little ones, our babies and our toddlers, I have a couple of different suggestions for them. The first is this silicone toy. Now there's several things that I like about this. First of all, I like the pulling action. So there's these little silicone parts that can pull from each side. So as your baby tugs, it gets shorter on the other side and they tug it from the long side. And then they can tug it from the other side and it gets shorter on that side. And it's just a really great cause and effect toy. Not only that, it's made out of silicone. So all of those little pieces around there have texture on them, which is great for teething. Love a multi-purpose toy, especially if it serves several purposes. There's also a little bit of bubble poppers on the side, which we all know all the big kids love. So this tells me this might be a toy that kind of grows with your child. Definitely wish we had this when my kids were babies because I know they would be loving it. This one is from Fat Brain Toys, which is a brand I really do adore. It is the Stacking Dimple. Now they were the ones that came out with the dimple, the one toy that has all the pop bubbles on it. That was actually a baby toy before it became really popular with the older kids. This is a stacking dimple. So any kind of stacking activity is a really great skill to learn. It's one of those milestones that babies have to learn. Plus, like the colors, you can also use them for nesting. You can use them to hold things, pouring, dumping. As they get older, you can put them into a sensory bin and have the stacking cups there. And then of course they have the dimple feature too. So you're working on fine motor, spatial skills, all that good stuff. This one is a definite good find. This is a tried and true one. We actually had several of these when my kids were babies and they are great. They're indestructible books. So they feel and look like a real book, but they're made of this special material that can't be ripped or torn. They can chew on them if they want to. They can drool on them. They can spit up on them. And then they have these really bright and colorful pictures on them. These actually come in several different styles, storylines, so you can look around and find one that you like. It's just a really great thing to have, especially when those kids like to get into your books, but they're not quite ready enough for them yet. And they're not gonna like get all soggy like a board book does. I know you know what I'm talking about. If you had a kid that's had a board book and they chew on it, yeah, that's not so pretty. These will not do that. And then also for babies, I have found this high contrast touch and feel sensory book. They're kind of calling it a quiet book, but basically what that means is the soft cover pages where your child can go and feel and touch and explore. Some of the pages have a little bit of auditory sound to them, like they crinkle. Some of the pages flip up and have some things to kind of do and explore. I just think this is a great option to have for your child because they can go through it and do all the different things sensorial wise on it. And plus it's very visually pleasing. Kind of works for all the senses. Moving on up to the preschool age. Now this age is one of my favorites because there's so many things that you can find for learning. So it's really hard to kind of narrow down some choices to show you in this video because there is a lot out there. I first had to check out learning resources and I found this Peekaboo Farm learning set and it is the cutest little toy set ever. And of course you can't go wrong with learning resources. They have amazing stuff. So you have this little farm set with numbers on them to learn counting. The animals can go inside. You can do a lot of prepositional type of work, like can you put the duck inside the house? Can you take it out? Can you put it next to? There's dumping and pouring, there's stacking, there's peekaboo and look inside. There's imagine to play with this, learning colors and learning numbers. This one is super fun. I really like it. This one I feel like everybody should know about it if you don't already. You might already know about it because I know a lot of people who watch this channel are very familiar, and that is the Melissa and Doug Water Wow. This toy was in our house on constant replay. It is simply kind of like a board book with a special material on it where you have a pen that's filled with water with a little paintbrush on the end, and you use that brush to paint over the pictures and the pictures magically appear in color. And then as the water dries, they go back to being white and you can do it over and over and over and over again. This we've used in travel, on airplanes, on doctor's visits, like all over the place. There's several different themes. Highly recommend getting at least the 3-pack because you're gonna like it that much. Love the Melissa Doug Water Wow. Huge hit. A little game to throw in there for our preschoolers, but this one actually stands the test of time to where I even enjoy playing it, so adults will get a kick out of it too, and that is Spot It. Spot It's been around for a while, but there's so many different versions you can play of this game. Essentially, you have this stack of cards and you flip them over, and every pair of cards you pull up will have a match. And it's your job to find the match and to call it out to claim that card. It's a lot of fun. It can get a little difficult with the younger ones, but as they learn, it's really great for that visual perception and kind of searching and finding that in a busy field. Plus, it's great for vocabulary and learning what all these objects are. And then even as they get older, they're gonna get faster and faster at it, and it's just super fun to play. Educational Insights has a great sensory material called Play Foam. Talk about it here. We use it in sensory bins all the time here. But there is a really nice set that comes with a whole bunch of different colors and some alphabet cards. So you have these flashcards and you can form the letters using the Play Foam, or you can ditch the flashcards and make your own creations with the Play Foam as well. It's a great sensorial activity. It's kind of, I don't know what the texture is, it's kind of bumpy a little bit. It's a tiny bit sticky, but there's no residue left over on your hands, and it's a lot of fun. Plus, it comes in a lot of cool colors, so it makes it really inviting to play with. If you haven't tried it, I definitely recommend it. This set is a lot of fun, especially because it comes with the flashcards to use along with it. I had to throw in this last one from Learning Resources because I think there's so much that you could do with the set. It's called the Birds in the Nest Sorting Set. Now, this set comes with a lot of stuff. There are these bowls that come in different colors, plus all of these little birds in a couple different sizes. So you have color matching the bird to the nest. You have matching all the colors together, so the mama bird and the baby birds. You have imaginative play, you have counting, you have fine motor, sorting, matching, everything is included in this. And plus you can use those as manipulatives later on when you're doing simple math exercises. I mean, it's a really cool set to have. Like these little bowls, love the colors, it's just fun and playful. The different size of the birds is super cute. All right, getting on to the little bit bigger kids, ages 5 to 7 or 8. They get a little bit more learning in when they're learning to count and those numbers and those letters and alphabets and all those things. My First Math Dice is a game from Think Fun that I've actually featured in a Purple Alphabet giveaway. Maybe 2 years or last year, I can't remember, but I did a whole explanation of how this game works. I even gave one away, I think. But it's a really great beginner math game where you can work on counting and simple addition, playing together with somebody else. You have all these manipulative discs in it where you can use those and other things as manipulatives as well, even color sorting. Lots of different opportunities here. And it's really simple and compact and something very small. It's actually a really good stocking stuffer. I had to throw in this. I know it is more expensive than $20, but it was just so beautiful. And that's this Melissa and Doug Add and Subtract Abacus. It is so pretty and it's like a modern take on a traditional abacus. It also has those beads on the wire, so I see a lot of fine motor, putting them over, cause and effect, counting, colors, and it's just so pretty. I had to throw it in there. I know. I said under $20, but it was really cool. I definitely would have loved this in our playroom. Talk about a great early math toy. This is from Learning Resources. It's called Mental Blocks, and we actually had this one too. It's a little bit of an older product from Learning Resources, but it's an oldie and a goodie. It is a critical thinking logic game. You have all of these different cards that show you how your little puzzle is supposed to look when you're done, and you have all these different pieces that you're supposed to put together to look like the picture. Great thinking about spatial awareness, how things are put together. It's kind of like the building blocks of early STEM. This one's really fun and even challenging for some of the adults. You might get a kick out of it as well, playing with it, your child. Now, if you already have Lego, that is not what I'm showing you today. It's this book that you can use with your basic Lego sets to create your own things. It walks you through a whole bunch of suggestions on what pieces you will need to build other Lego things. And I think it's a really great thing to have because it kind of jumpstarts your kids, but especially at this age, to think about different things. So you get a Lego set, right? And it has all the things that you're already going to build in it. But what about just creating? My kids had a really difficult time jumping from that set of instructions to creating something. And this kind of inspired them to create on their own. So they would start building some things out of the book, but then they would add on something that wasn't in the book to go along with it. This comes in a couple of different varieties and volumes. They also have different authors that make these up too. So this one is the one we have in our house. We even have the volume 2. Dominoes, you guys. I cannot tell you you how great it is to have just a basic set of dominoes. We've been using these from Bulk Dominoes for years now. Now, I have to admit, at first, my kids were kind of into it a little bit, but as they got older, their skills got better and better and better, and they wanted to create more, and they wanted more dominoes. Can you buy me more dominoes? So their creations could get huge. Dominoes is a perfect, really simple STEM activity. You'll find your kids working out solutions if their dominoes track did not work out right. They'll go back and figure it out and retry it over and over again. And then they want to do all the specialty moves, and then they're looking up things on YouTube. It's just great. So definitely recommend a set of dominoes if you don't have them. These are really great because they come with a big variety. They're bright and colorful, and they do topple over really, really well. This Hand to Mind mindfulness board really caught my attention. So it's a little board, and they come with a different like maze-like styles where you have to concentrate to move through the maze. I just thought this was a really great activity to put in a mindfulness corner. Maybe you have a quiet space, maybe you have a calm down station in your classroom, whatever it is, it's a really cool addition because it really causes your child to focus in on what they're doing in order to calm down. Heck, I even want it in our house. I also think this is a toy that's going to grow with your kids too. So maybe if you started off in the preschool age, you're going to be able to use it as the years go by. It's just one of those kind of timeless pieces that can go on for a while. Hand to Mind is a great company. They have tons and tons and tons of learning-based toys. So also explore some of the other options they have. Smart Games Apple Twist was another item we featured maybe 3 or 4 years ago in a Purple Alphabet holiday gift guide. It is a critical thinking logic game, but it's a very simple version for that age group. It's a lot of fun. You have this apple piece and you give them these challenge cards, and it's your goal to fit all of those worms onto your apple in all the spaces. There's a lot of twisting that's involved in this apple too, which makes it a lot of fun. Even my older kids were entertained with this one, and it's a great introduction to all of the Smart Game toys. It's kind of like your basic starter puzzle. And of course, we can't forget about our 8 years old and up. So I have a couple of ideas for them to keep the learning going. Canoodle Fusion from Educational Insights is one that I think is the cutest, most clever one, and it's really visually pleasing. Another critical thinking logic game that's a little bit harder than the ones that I've told you about. So it's perfect for this age group. I did feature this in this past month's Purple Alphabet gift guide, so I did a full explanation in those videos. I'll have to put that up in the corner for you guys to go back and watch. But simply, you set up your puzzle according to the instruction booklet, and then your job is to place all the other pieces on the board that are missing. But the thing is, there's these little colored windows that change color because you're learning how colors combine and they change color in order to solve the puzzle. It's a lot of fun and challenging, and you can start at the easy level and go on to the more difficult levels. Guess in 10 from Skillmatics is a really great game to work on some of those trivia skills. Now, these come in different forms, so you can find them for like history or for the United States, and basically you have to guess something within 10 questions. This is also a very good travel game, take with you game, play in the car on road trips game. I think we have the one for US geography, I believe, where you have to guess what state you're talking about based upon the clues given. It's a kind of fun trivia game and really great for learning too. Race Across the USA from Scholastic is another great learning game. This is a really good one to help your kids know the states, names, capitals, also where they are located. So in this game, you're working on all of that United States trivia, plus you get to know what each states are famous for. It was even good for myself to learn about the states and what they're known for as well, and a good refresher on capitals. This National Geographic kit for science magic caught my eye. Now, I haven't tried this one, but it was very interesting. One of my kids is really into doing magic tricks right now, and this one is basing it all off on science. So what a better way to learn about science while combining some magic tricks with it. This one definitely focuses on STEM, and it looks to be a lot of fun. I might just try it out. This find is a favorite in our house for sure. We have a couple of different sets. This one is called Snap Circuits. Now, the set I'm showing you now is one of the less expensive ones because it's on sale at the time of this video. Definitely worth the investment even when it's not on sale. You're learning basic circuitry by walking through all of the pre-made activities in the booklet using all of the circuits that they've provided. Now, if your light doesn't turn on or if your little buzzer doesn't buzz, then you have to go back and figure out how to make it do that with all of the components that are given to you in the kit. A lot lot of fun and very interesting and educational. I'm definitely gonna put those links down below, so if you wanna go check something out right away and see what it is all about, you can go and do that. I still have all those Purple Alphabet holiday gift guides available too in a playlist that you can go check out. You guys click subscribe to see more videos like this. Check out the next video on the screen. Give me a thumbs up to show your love.